Good afternoon and welcome to day 2 of the 29th edition of NTLF. We witnessed a powerful start to the NASSCOM Technology and Leadership Forum 2021, starting with the Prime Minister's session followed by leaders from across the world sharing their insights and ending with an illusionist who literally left us speechless. I also hope you had a chance to visit our expo area. If not, then you should not miss out on this opportunity to meet some of the best startups in fintech, health tech, energy, manufacturing, and supply chain. We have another exciting day lined up for you with focus on our second key pillar, hyper digital future, the new playbook. With all the digital acceleration and such a huge opportunity for the tech industry, what are some of the imperatives for leaders to shape the future? Without further ado, I now request Debjani Ghosh, President NASSCOM, to set the context for the day ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I hope you are having a fabulous NTLF. I definitely am. The sessions yesterday were absolutely mind-blowing. The insights that we got and the power of sharing was just tremendous. So thank you once again for attending. Today, we are going to focus on the playbook for the hyper digital world. And I would like to share a few perspectives that we have as NASSCOM about what this playbook is going to look like. You know, when you want to predict the future, it's always good to take a quick look at the past and see what are the learnings in the past that you can use. When I look back at 2020, 2020 to me was the ultimate dichotomy. On one hand was loss, tragedy, suffering like we had never seen before. It was truly heartbreaking. The other hand was hope. Hope powered by science, hope powered by technology, and hope powered by innovation. The fact that we had multiple vaccines with tremendously positive efficacy rates out by end of year, the fact that we started off the vaccination programs in several countries is just one of the most hopeful things that I have ever witnessed or I have ever seen. And to me, 2020 will always stay about despair on another side, one side, heartbreak on one side, and on the other side, it will be about the real power of science, technology, and innovation. And I think that's what we have to remember, that there is always hope. You know, a lot of you have said that technology was the lifeline to your lives and to your livelihood in the pandemic. And I completely agree. But behind that technology is a technology industry that we are tremendously proud of, that worked 24/7 to ensure that we did not let the world down. We did not let the businesses stop. We did not let schools or learning stop. We did not let the hospitals stop. I think it was best summed up by the Honorable Prime Minister when he spoke yesterday at NASSCOM at our opening ceremony. He said that when the chips were down, your codes kept the world running. I could not have summed it up any better. And thank you so much, Prime Minister, um, for motivating us and for appreciating the work of the tech industry. A lot of you have asked, what was it about the tech industry that made the difference? To me, it was the compass that we used. Every leader or every industry has to use a compass to navigate through a crisis. Our compass was very clearly two things. One, it had to be about employee safety and welfare. Two, it had to be about customer value and business continuity. No compromises on both. And it had to be an and story. I think that's what made the difference. Right from day one, we as an industry were not prepared to cut corners around on any of these two values that we hold very dearly. It was all about ensuring we kept employees safe while we continued to bring value to our customers and ensure that we kept our customers' businesses running. At the heart of it was trust like we have never seen before between companies and clients, between employees and companies, between the industry and government. I mean, the way the government has stood by us through the pandemic is just inspiring. Of course, there was tremendous agility in not just moving people to the safety of their homes. We moved 99% of the workforce within 10 days of the lockdown being announced, along with secured assets, etc., etc. Resilience, the power of reinvention that the industry has shown is truly inspiring. And of course, leadership in crisis. I mean, this was fascinating to not just witness, but to be a part of, because at the heart of this transformation was NASSCOM. And I'm so proud of the role that my team, every single one of them, has played in ensuring the industry could achieve the objective, the dual objective of employee safety and business continuity without any compromises. And the results speak for themselves. In 2020, we added $4 billion in revenue to the overall industry and became one of the very few verticals industry segments that actually will end the year on a growth trajectory. We saw growth across sectors, pretty much across sectors, which is not surprising. And what gives us tremendous hope is that when you look at the growth through last year, the second half growth is pretty much back in lines with what we had seen pre-COVID. The deal pipeline is tremendously strong, and that is what gives us a lot of hope as we get into 2021. And as I said, it wasn't just growth in the export sector, which, by the way, touched $150 billion, and we are so proud of it, but it was growth across. In 2020, we added 1,600 plus tech startups, which was the highest in 3 years. I mean, the way our startups pivoted to focus on problems where they could see strong tailwinds was just amazing. It was truly a year of resilience and a year of reinvention throughout the industry. We are now very proud to represent around 8% of India's GDP. We continue to be a net hirer. In 2020, we added 138,000 more people to the workforce over last year. The focus on innovation continues to be strong. And of course, the focus on people, upskilling, reskilling became the key priorities of 2020. And I do believe that we are truly on our way to becoming a digital nation for the world. Today, India doesn't just have the largest STEM talent pool, but we have the largest tech talent pool. And we are working very closely with the government to become the largest digital tech talent pool in the world. This is one of NASSCOM's biggest focus with Future Skills Prime. The CEO outlook for 2021 is just amazing. I mean, we have not seen this kind of positive outlook since we started the CEO survey 3 years back. The only two areas of worry that our CEOs have called out, cybersecurity, and very rightly so. In a hyper digital world, the cybersecurity threats, risks just go up 100x, and we have to be prepared. And of course, the other thing they're watching very closely is the vaccine delivery timelines. I think that will have an impact on the industry for sure. Talking about the playbook for the hyper digital future, I think there are four things that the industry will have to build or will have to focus on building. First, customer-centric operational focus, the shift from cost advantage to customer advantage. We will see a lot more innovation in business processes like move to outcome-based revenue. I mean, it's already started happening in 2020. I think we will have to accelerate the pace significantly in 2021. Similarly, building expertise in remote operating model. Pretty much every company has said that the hybrid is the future. So how do we ensure we build out a hybrid workforce as a competitive advantage, as a key differentiator? It's going to be key. Accelerated digital capability building. Talent is where businesses will go. If you have the talent, you are going to attract the business. It's very clear. So talent development, whether it is through reskilling, upskilling, is going to be priority one. We are also going to see a lot more M&As happening in the industry, a lot more strategic partnerships, tie up with startups, because innovation is going to be about co-creation, and you're not going to see all innovation as in-house innovation. I think that's the new normal. And last but not the least, companies are actively starting to look for new opportunities of growth, whether it is expanding their base between traditional sectors like countries like US and UK, to finding new opportunities or new sectors like health tech, logistics. I mean, there's just so many new areas that is coming up. And I think these are going to be key for the development of the new playbook for the hyper digital world. At NASSCOM, our focus continues to catalyze the transformation of this industry. And we are focused on six key priorities. First one, I think this is the time to build a strong narrative for the industry, focused on trust, focused on talent, people first innovation, responsible tech, and of course, agility and resilience as our key differentiators. Future of work, I've talked about it. We need to create a framework to ensure that the transformation to the hybrid model becomes extremely easy for our companies. We will continue to work with the industry and with government to increase their access to new opportunities and new markets. Talent, job one for NASSCOM. Future Skills Prime is about working with the government to build India as a talent nation. And on this priority, failure is absolutely not an option. And last but not the least, catalyzing innovation for impact. Our focus is on building strong innovation ecosystems. One of the areas we are tremendously focused on is the software product ecosystem. Just as India has achieved global leadership in IT services, we do believe that with the right focus and with the right changes, India can absolutely achieve the same leadership in software products. And this is something the Prime Minister, by the way, called out. His ask to us was to build the roadmap to transform India into a hub for world-class IT services, software product development, impact-led innovation, and digital talent. What an inspiring goal, and I can only assure him that we as NASSCOM are 100% committed to give it everything we have and some more to make it happen. Last but not the least, I'm going to call out a program that is very close to my heart, NASSCOM Deep Tech Club. We have been quietly working with the software community to grow the deep tech ecosystem in India. And it's a very unique approach. We bring together the best of the experts across the industry to work hand in hand with the startups to drive the development of this community. We have over 78 mentee companies, and they're just amazing names. And we have nearly 70 mentors. And over the last few years, we have devoted more than 1,000 hours in personalized mentoring. This is an initiative we are tremendously proud of, and I would give a huge shout out to the startups to please join us. It is difficult to get into it. Only 7% of those who apply will get in, but the best of the best get in, and we do our very best to ensure that we accelerate their journey to business success. That's our commitment. So calling out to all the startups and all mentors who want to contribute towards the growth of the deep tech, do join us. Our goal continues to be when the world thinks digital, the world will think India. And with all your support, I'm confident that we will make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Debjani. Lots of numbers and lots of number crunching there if you want to get the context as it's set for the day.